Hey, what's up, guys? Lego Indiana Jones Free Play is finally here! This is Chapter 1, The Lost Temple. We're going to get a couple of extra achievements that just sort of happened, not really relevant to this level. We're also going to get that true adventure of 30K. Now, because this is free play, we are going to go ahead and skip all cutscenes and non-essential gameplay. And of course, we are going to jump in and get all 180 of those kits starting right now. Now, woo to the who, as you can see, Indy's all excited. Before we get going, we want to encourage you to watch our Preparing for Free Play video. Real quick, just in case you missed it or maybe couldn't find it, we're going to go ahead and recommend you have a couple of characters. Obviously, you need Indy, you need Satipo to go ahead and use the shovel, Jock for his wrench ability, Old Pops for his academic ability, Willie for her scream. You can also use the rocket launcher, and we need a Thuggy character. As you can see, I got Thuggy and the slave child there. And ultimately, I had troubles with the slave kid. He was not working at Thuggy statues. However, he is a Thuggy, and it should work. So I grabbed a real Thuggy, a Thuggity. And now we're going to go ahead and start our journey. As we begin, we're going to go ahead and turn around behind us, and right behind this tree is our first of 10 mini kits. Now, we're also going to go ahead and keep on moving to the left because there is a lot of studdage. Now, I don't feel that you need to grind a lot of these studs, because there is plenty throughout the level, but if you die a lot, like me, you might find that you're dropping a lot of studs along the way, and you want to grab as many as possible to get that 30K. Now, once you clear out all this area, take out all the spiders, the trees, the shrubs, and all that, pull out your shovel and dig up the first of 3 gold statues. Now, they are coincidentally all in a row here, but we do have quick links down below in the video description if you're kind of lost or maybe you want to skip ahead to the next one. Once we get across that gap there, we're going to go ahead and build up this boinger to go ahead and get our ba-boing on and bounce up and get those goods. Go ahead and smack every one of these cement statues around. Once you do that, it's actually going to allow you to puke out some studs when you step on the switches. You could actually milk that a long time, but the silver every time, it's not really worth it. So I recommend just keeping on with the keeping on. All right, once we get out over here, we're on this middle island. We're going to need to use that shovel one more time to unearth us a pile of bricks that turns into a nice IKEA bridge. It just kind of came all together, packaged, and just sort of made itself, right? Isn't that kind of what IKEA does? Pretty simple stuff. Anyways, mini kit number 2, 2 of 3. It's the second gold statue we need to dig up. It's actually under the middle cement statue up top there. Now, I highly recommend smashing all of these little shrubs that have the spiders in it, too, because there is an achievement we got for taking out, I believe it's 50 of them. It says something like, oh, if I step on fortune cookie. It's a line from the movie. Remember, that's what Short Round says when they're walking through the tunnel and it's all dark and they feel something on the ground, but they don't know what it is. All right, before moving and stepping on both switches after pushing those both back, you're going to want to drop down to this lower ledge here. You could probably hear the Minikit sound. Did you guys notice this game actually has a nice little ambient sound effect when you're near a Minikit? I thought that was kind of cool. I'm not sure I remember that in any other Lego game, at least undetected, right? Like we don't have a Minikit detector on or anything, but we can still hear them, which is pretty cool. All right, swoop that Minikit after unearthing that gold statue and make your way on out of here. Now, this next part right here, okay. Get your laugh ready to roll because you're going to use it a lot. There is a high recommendation to use Indy and his whip to take out these gators. Why, you ask? Well, we're going to find ourselves back in that water to swim across again, and those gators are hungry. And you can see there's the I Step on Fortune Cookie. That's for taking out a total of 50 of those spiders. Now, we're going to go ahead and wrap around the back side of that tree as we make our way up over to the waterfall level to grab mini kit number 3. Now, mini kit number 4 is actually in the waterfall. Flip the lever up top, drop down, and go ahead and yeet yourself into the waterfall. I'm going to go ahead and try to whip it good and get rid of these crocs. But as I mentioned, get that laughing box ready because it's going to get exhausting watching me attempt over and over and over again. I eventually get him. Spoiler alert, I do get him. But, all right, inside the waterfall, flip the lever up on the left-hand side. It actually reveals a nice little ledge that you can jump up onto with the mini kit chilling, waiting for us, as well as a few studs. Now we're going to go ahead and bust out back here. I thought about making a break for it, but no such luck. So I'm going to keep whipping until I get them. I promise, I do get them. It just takes a while. Like, a long while. Finally, I get him. Hiya! All right, one more. Come on, I get this guy pretty quick, I think. Oh, wrong way, Indy. There we go. All right, the coast is finally clear. We're going to go ahead and swim out to this middle island and swoop up the bluesy. All right, luckily I toggled over in time and did not lose any of mine. All right, we'll go ahead and go up top here. We're going to build up some stuff on the right. This is going to give us some more studs. At this point, I was still a little unsure of what my studs were going to look like by the end. If I'm being totally honest, in my trial run, I fell short. I was not paying attention to the studs at all. I just went through and got all the mini kits, made sure I knew where I was going, where everything was, that everything worked fine. I had all the right characters. And as it turned out, I skipped all of the studs. I didn't spend any time taking out these spears or anything. Like, I just was gone. And I got to the end and I was short. So I wanted to make sure that I got as many as I could, because this game's pretty sweet. Once you get the adventurer, it actually doesn't go away. All right, speaking of not going away, it's my voice. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to go ahead and pull both of those ropes down. It's going to give us access into a new cave. And we're going to take a left and go right up top, use Indy to whip it good, and get across this ledge, pick up the box, drop it on the green switch in the middle, and then, of course, use your minifig legs to go ahead and stand on the switch and push down those levers. Actually, they're spikes. We'll get rid of those spears, spikes, whatever you want to call them. And then once your second character gets across, he's going to go ahead and spin to win to remove them. Now, as you whip that grapple point there, you're going to want to go around this ledge, and on the back side, you're going to find Minikit number 5. I recommend doing that while you're waiting for those bouncing bricks to puke out after grappling that plug. Once you get that plug all built up, we've got a ladder. We're going to get on out of here. Actually, as it turns out, there is a little bit of back and forth, a little weeble wobble, if you will. We'll go ahead and yeet ourselves over to this other rope and climb all the way to the top, because there is another bluesy. Now, there's some shenanigans going. I don't know how you get that one. I thought about maybe trying to get my swing on, and I probably could have done it if I would have got some momentum going, but I didn't want to, like, fail over and over and waste your time, so we're going to go ahead and keep on with the keeping on. Speaking of which, as we make our way down this... oh no, watch out, that next step's a doozy. We actually plummeted to our doom. A little bit of a funny angle, if you will, there. And once we get across the bridge, we got to stand on the 4 dark gray spots here. It's going to actually spin that little piece at the end and open the door for us. Allow us to continue up the pathway here, which is going to take us into the relic room. Once we get in there, it's very important that you don't run out into the middle of the room where the relic is. I feel that it complicates things. It doesn't mean you're going to have to start over or replay the level, but jump up, grab the vine, and get that gold key. Go ahead and spin to win, and basically put it all the way into place here. This is where it gets a little sketchy. The jumps, I miss one right here. Womp, 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 womp. Now, the goal is to get all the way to the far right side without touching that middle piece there. If you touch that middle piece where the relic is, it cues a cutscene, but the cutscenes have been removed, so it actually just goes ahead and animates the falling skies, and before we know it, we're in trouble. So we're going to make our way to the right, shoot that silver brick breaker wall with that blaster that we picked up. And like I said, I highly recommend watching that preparing for free play video so you don't have to come back and play this a lot over and over again. Whoopsie. All right, we'll jump back out, and unfortunately, I missed that jump too. So, you know, this room, there's a couple of rooms. I often, you know, bring this up. I don't complain very often, but I hate it when Lego or other games, like even Resident Evil, place this fixed camera in like the corner of the room as if you're like watching a security camera or something. I don't like that as much. You don't have the control or the ease of what it normally is like. Oh no! Okay. I should have brought this up in the beginning of the video. I haven't addressed this verbally yet. This may be my worst level ever. Like, you know how many times I thought about starting over and I thought, nah, it's really not that bad. And it just proceeded to get worser and worser. That's right. As we make our way all the way down the hill, avoiding those tumbling rock heads, we actually find ourselves a Thuggy statue. Now, this is the statue that I tried to use the slave kit on, but it didn't work in my preliminary run, so I had to go back out, buy a Thuggy character, and then come back in, and we got that true adventurer. So hopefully you are close if you haven't got it already. Make your way all the way down the hill now that those spikes have been removed, thanks to that Thuggy character up top. Once we get down here, we're going to go ahead and use the academic hieroglyph puzzle here. It's going to give us a nice little ramp across into a newly found room. We'll let that rock tumble and crash open, the door for us. Thank you very much. And once we're inside, we're actually going to make our way all the way to the far left, get all them studs in the 7th mini kit. So we are moving right along. Hey, guess what? We're going to get our first red brick, or red parcel, as they call it in this game. It's basically like a piece of mail. And this was a learning for me, too, a learning moment. I had no idea that the rockets could blast open glass. No idea. That is good to know, because I thought you needed Willy with her shrill squeak, or I guess it's more of a yell. We need that in order to bust the glass, but it turns out you can actually use the rocket launcher too, which is pretty cool. Go ahead and grab that parcel after you either yell at it or blow it up, whatever works for you, whatever characters the game gave you. Go ahead and take it and drop it off into the old red mailbox, and then try not to get smashed by a rock once you get up top, which I managed to not do right there, but also try not to jump and miss the rope, which I didn't manage to do there. And unfortunately, I hit the rope and get... Oh, no! I thought I got jacked by... Oh, good. All right. Get both characters up there, pull the vines down, and look at that. It opens the door, and we are out of here. Now, this next part right here, this is really important. You have to do your best not to get caught up, not to fall into these cracks, not to get hit by that ball. If that ball hits you, this scene is over, and you miss Minikit number 8. I highly recommend toggling as you run to a female character who has them extra hops that'll help you clear those gaps a lot easier. As you can see, it was easy peasy for measy. Now, once you get all the way down to the bottom, it's actually going to give us a choice, either right or left. I'm going to suggest you go right, because there's a Minikit up here. Now, the guide actually suggests that we use the crossbow or the spears from these local guys here. But as it turns out, the rocket launcher actually is multi-purpose and works well. In fact, I only needed to blast one rocket up there, where normally you have to blast 2 crossbows or 2 spears up there. I guess they're arrows, but... arrows and spears. All right, over in this far left corner is the final mini kit. But there's also an opportunity right here. If you do have the blaster, get in this corner, wait for all of them to dogpile on the rabbit, shoot 1 rocket at the ground, and bloop, bloop, you get that blow it up achievement, which is for taking out 5 baddies with 1 rocket. So that's definitely an important factor there. Obviously, you can do that in multiple other places. In fact, we have 2 really good recommendations in our written achievement guide at HappyThumbsGaming.com. I highly recommend you check that out. But I went ahead and got lucky and did it right there. Go ahead and build the stuff up with the 2 boxes provided here and fix the old airplane, and we are out of here. Look at that. Fast, fixed, posted. That's right. We got that first red brick unlocked. We got that true adventurer as well, which is going to be nice for our overall stud count. And of course, we got all 10 of those mini kits, which a lot of you often forget we get rewarded for those mini kits too. So we're going to get a bunch of studs for getting all of these kits. All right, what do we got? What do we got? To be honest with you, I didn't look to see what we got here. So building up, it looks like some sort of an interesting gold relic. I guess it was the actual Lost Ark, or is that what it was? Interesting. All right, well, that's going to go ahead and do it. We're going to return back to the college and jump into Chapter 2. You guys know what to do. Click that like button if you have not already. We also have social media available. It's a great way to figure out what we've got going on next, when our stream times are, and all of that stuff. Of course, HappyThumbsGaming.com is available for your viewing pleasure, including an achievement guide for this game right here. As for me, that's going to do it. As always, until next time...